719 here on the Todd and Oz Show. Join us at 512-836-0590. Copper wire thefts. They're becoming a major issue in Austin and the surrounding area. So the Austin Police Department and AT&T, they're teaming up and they're offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to arrest. Yeah, Sergeant Steve McCormick, he says about 200 copper wire thefts have been reported so far this year, and the number's on track to match, even exceed last year's totals. McCormick adds that people are stealing the copper wire from buildings and then turn around and selling it for a profit, of course. AT&T, they reported 800% increase in copper thefts compared to a year ago, and now both are asking the community to help stop these thieves following another surge of copper wire theft in the month of June.
Like they're wearing regular clothes. They may be just in personal vehicles. Anything that looks suspicious in terms of time of night. If you see people cutting lines, communication lines, and those could be up in the air or down on the ground, then call 911 when you see it happening.
Yeah, KI reports that AT&T says that each theft is costing the company tens of thousands of dollars just to fix and replace the copper wiring. It's a rash of a problem out there. And, so there you go. What are you supposed to do if you see somebody cutting copper wire? How would you know if they're not supposed to be there on the job or not?
Maybe plain clothes, but then again, I don't know. I mean, maybe a technician might be wearing plain clothes. I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess if it's suspicious, you call 911 and tell them, hey, there's maybe some copper theft going on. But I don't think this is. I mean, it's getting worse, obviously, and it's a shame that it costs AT&T tens of thousands of dollars each time, and that makes they have to pay for that somehow, so they're going to have to charge all of their customers more money to make up for it. But this is, copper wire theft. This happened in California with the Tesla chargers, cutting the cables there to get the copper inside. Is this just to fuel drug addictions?
Have you heard of anybody being prosecuted for copper wire theft? I mean, a $10,000 replacement fee, that sounds pretty invasive. That sounds like a big number costing AT&T.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
And you get a $10,000. I've never heard of someone being no, I haven't.
Well, maybe that's part of the problem right there. I mean, if there's a story out there that somebody that's stealing copper wire at job sites and homes and Tesla chargers, and they've racked up about $200,000 worth of damages, somebody should go to jail for that.
Someone should definitely go to jail for that. It's probably to fund other crimes, I'm sure, right? And that's
it may be just to survive. They may be just doing this just to make money.
Yeah,
I would think a lot of this is on job sites. You know what I mean? Job sites.
You think so?
Yeah, because there's a lot of copper wire laying around,
Sure.
that's not been used or installed yet, and it's easy for it to disappear,
Yeah.
And, an inside job, somebody would know where it's hidden,
Yeah.
You don't see as many, and you do occasionally, but you don't see as many air conditioning systems at homes that are vandalized for the copper wire. There's wire in there, but maybe not as much as they're looking for to go sell.
Yeah, I don't know how it's got to. They probably know what they're doing. They know where to get the copper wire, where it's easiest to get. Maybe the home air conditioner unit's more difficult to get inside of. You got a homeowner there that's maybe got a gun packed and loaded, ready to get you.
Yeah.
But I've not heard of anybody really being prosecuted for this. I always hear people do it to fuel whether meth addiction or fentanyl or whatever. Prosecutions would certainly help.
Cars is not going to prosecute a case like this.
I don't think so, no.
No. Have you heard of any? I haven't heard of any copper wire prosecutions in Travis County.
Never once, no. But now that this is becoming a bigger story, maybe we'll hear of it more. Maybe we'll actually see a prosecution or two. But I don't think restorative justice allows him to prosecute someone stealing copper wire.
It may be a misdemeanor. Oh, no, wait. Is that a felony to steal copper wire from a job site or somebody's home? I don't know.
I don't know either.
It feels like breaking and entering. You go to my property, my home, and steal the copper wire from my air conditioning system. It feels like you burglarized my home.
Yeah, and if you're costing a business tens of thousands of dollars, that's certainly a bigger crime. It's not, a petty theft. You're stealing a Snickers bar or something.
Yeah, the other side of the story is they say call 911. When your safety is at risk, they say call 311. But if somebody's stealing some copper wire, call 911. That makes no sense to me.
That's backwards.
As if 911 is going to be able to dispatch cops to a copper wire theft.
Yeah, just do.
Meanwhile, a woman and her child are being harassed on another side of town by a group of homeless people. What do you think's the top priority is going to be?
Hopefully, it's the women and child.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's right. They do say call 311 if you see a burglary in progress or whatever. The guy's left. All right, call 311 and maybe we'll get to it later. But for copper wire theft, 911.
Well,
backwards priority.
It seems a little backwards because if the copper wire has been stolen, whoever stole it's gone.
Yeah. But they got to investigate.
You got to investigate. I would think before you call the cops, if you're a business owner, you get your video ready to show the cops. Yeah, here he is. Here's the video. Yeah, we see that guy sometimes around the building. Yeah, we think he did it.
Yeah.
And here's the video. Yep, that's him. He did it.
I wonder how often it's a homeless person that does something like that.
I don't know. It's a good question.
And
then you got to go and take this copper wire and sell it somewhere, right? Like a recycling facility or something like that.
I don't know who they sell it to. That's a very good question. It seems like you have a bunch of copper wire. Who's going to buy that? Maybe you need to melt it down into a different form so it's not obvious that you stole it. I don't know how that works. I wonder how often people find copper and copper wire in like a homeless camp.
I bet quite a bit. Or at least the trimmings of the copper wire. The copper's been removed from the wire. There's a bunch of the clippings and the shavings from the wire.
Yeah.
Here's one text. It says, I'm an AT&T construction technician. The theft is often done early in the morning on big aerial copper cables. It's rare to actually catch these people. It doesn't happen, but few and far between. The bigger problem is that they often cut the fiber cables as well, and that causes a major outage. That's where it gets expensive.
Yeah, for sure. An aerial copper wire. People are climbing up in these high places to get copper.
Let me squeeze in Jack real quick. He's checking in from Briggs, Texas. It's God's country.
There it is.
Jack, good morning.
Good morning, guys. It is a felony if a person is caught with more than 5 pounds of copper in their possession and they cannot prove with a license that they are an electrician or if they work for the phone company. Also, 2 weeks ago, I had an air conditioning compressor stolen and copper wire on the outside of the building stolen. And the damage is when they cut the Freon lines, now you have to recharge those lines. You have to replace that condenser, and then the labor and running new copper wire that they steal. They get very little money for it, but it can cost $20,000 to repair the damage.
5 pounds of copper, that sounds like a lot of copper.
Yeah, it does.
That's not much.
Okay.
Just a handful.
Okay, all right. And how much they sell it for? I mean, is there money to be made?
Well, if they strip it, they can get like a little over $2 a pound. If they don't strip it, if it's got insulation on it, then they're going to get closer to $1 a pound.
All right, so for 5 pounds, they can get $10. Yeah, and then cause a lot of damage on the back end for the repairs.
A lot of damage, guys.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, Jack, thanks for checking in, man. I appreciate your expertise. It is 7:27 here at KLBJ.
The Todd and Oz Show.